everybody, it's EasyCraft here, and this is the second time I've done this video. The first time we had a technical difficulty that would not fix itself, which kind of sucks, but I think I figured it out. So, what I'm going to be showing you in this video is how to make a Minecraft server with Hamachi. And first I'm going to actually explain to you what Hamachi is. So, Hamachi, well, here, let me just give you an example. Okay. So, say this is your home internet. Home internet. So you get your internet off of this thing. Now this is the Minecraft server you've created. And you can safely connect from here to here. Because this is based off this. Your Minecraft server is based from your home internet unless you're running it from somewhere else. So if you're on this network, you can safely connect to this. Now, say somebody from over here on a different network, not in your house or wherever your network is, wants to connect to your server. They can't do that because they're not on this. They're not on this network. Now, so what port forwarding does is it makes it so you can make a little hole in here so the people that are coming for this server can get into your internet and not do anything. They're not allowed to do anything, but they are allowed to go through the internet so they can get to your server. That's how port forwarding works. Now, that's a complicated process that I've only just figured out, so I'm not going to show you guys how to do that yet, and it's different for everyone anyways. What I am going to show you is a program called Hamachi, which basically makes it information, so that instead of running the server through this network, you make your own network through this. So Hamachi lets you have your own little internet so people can join this and be able to continue to connect to this. The downside is you have a network and password for this, so you have to distribute that information to everybody that wants to play on your server, and there can only be 5 people on the free Hamachi version. Unless you want to buy more, you can only have 5 people on your server at a time. But that's what I'm going to show you guys how to do. So, first step is creating the actual server. So, get on your internet browser. I use Rockmelt because it's awesome. And I am going to go to Bukkit.org because that's where Bukkit's based. And so I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a Bukkit server. Recommended builds, this is the newest version. So click on that. Download this build and keep. Now while that's downloading, it's going to take a minute, sorry. I couldn't download it ahead of time, that was part of the problem. While that's downloading, go into a new tab and search how to make a Bukkit server. Click enter. The first thing that comes up, it's going to be this. Setting up a server, Bukkit Wiki. Go ahead and click on that. It's one of the best tutorials I've seen. It shows you how to do it for Windows, for Linux, and best of all, for this tutorial and for me, Mac OS X. So you can use this page to do just about any of the... You can use this page to show you how to make the server, and once you've made it, you can watch my tutorial, and it'll show you exactly how to get Hamachi running on it. And so then basically in this tutorial, it's based on a Mac, because that's the computer I'm using. But if you're smart and you can interpret what I'm saying and everything, you're going to be able to do this on any computer. So yeah, by the time you've said about what I've just said, your file will be done downloading. So you're going to drag it onto the desktop, and we're going to start making the server. So, step 1, install Java. We already have it. Obtaining server files. To run a server, you will need the server jars, i.e. the server files. We need a place to put the files. Create a new folder, call it Craft Bukkit. So, new folder, Craft Bukkit. Fail. Craft Bukkit. Rename our file, craftbukkit.jar. Okay, craftbukkit.jar. Now, this is just a little hint for modding and for anything else. When you're renaming a file with an extension like .jar, say it's called elephant, and you need to call it craftbukkit. When you rename, and you need to call it craftbukkit.jar, do not rename this part. Don't rename the .jar, so don't delete it and retype in .jar. That's going to mess it up. Just delete the word and just type in what you want it to say. Don't mess with the extension. If you do, you're going to cause yourself problems. That's how I had trouble modding. But yeah, so easily move the file from the downloads folder into the Craft Bukkit folder. Okay. Open up text edit, set it to plain. They made a typo. This is supposed to say plain. Yeah, so text edit, open it up, and like they said, you're going to need to make it plain text. So under format, plain text, format, plain text. That'll get rid of that thing there. You need to do this, otherwise it will not work. Alright, copy, Command C, and paste, Command V. Alright, we're going to save it as start_server.command. So, start server.command. We're going to put it into here. Boom. Done. Okay. Allow the script to run. So go open up terminal. You can find it in your applications or just search bar it like I did. And type in this exactly as I tell you. Exactly as I tell you. Don't add extra space. Don't click return. Do it exactly as I say or else it will not work. Alright, here we go. CHMOD space X. Wait, no. Alright, restart. CHMOD space plus X. There we go. Space. Yeah, so add that space at the end, that one space, that's important. And then drag our server I can never say that. Start_server into here. And then click enter. And if you did it right, you won't get an error message. If you did it wrong, just retype the chmod space plus X space and do it exactly as I said. And it'll work. Alright. So then, what that basically did is it binded the server, it binded this so that whenever you double click it, it starts up the server. From this point on, you can start the server by double-clicking start_server command. You'll need this run the server once to generate some configuration files. Okay, so by this point, you should, no matter what computer you're on, you should be able to do this with me. So you have your .jar and you have your server_start command. So what you do is you double-click your start_server command. This is where I messed up last time. I hope this works. Open if you have to, and boom, it worked. Okay, so it's going to take a while to generate all these files and prepare the spawn, and it's going to make all these files that you're going to need, and blah, 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 blah. It's going to do all this work, and it's going to suck because it's going to take like an entire 45 seconds, and it's going to be horrible, and it's going to suck. But then it's going to be done. And once it's done, this is just a little tip. Whenever this window is up, your server's up. This window isn't up, your server's not up. When you're closing this window, don't close it. You'll see that that black circle in the middle. Don't close it, just type stop, and it'll say stopping the server, saving the chunks, doing all that stuff, and then it'll say process complete, then that dot will be gone. Then you're free to close it. If you just command quit it or don't type stop, it's just hard on the server. So just don't do that. So here's some files I'm going to show you. This is the list of banned IPs, so if you don't want somebody on your server and you think they're trying to get back on using an alternate account, type in their server IP, or type in their IP in here, and no matter what, as long as they're on the same internet, they won't be able to get on. This is the thing for banned players, so if you don't want somebody on your server, put them in here. And then, I don't know what this is. This is your .jar. That's a help file. This is the ops. These are people with special commands and can go on creative and do whatever they want. So usually you're going to want to put your name in here because you want to be an op, right? So yeah, put that in and save. Make sure you save if you do anything to these files. This is a folder for permissions. I'm going to talk about that in a little later. Now this is the real file. I'll get to that last actually. This is how you start the server. This is the whitelist file. If, say you only want certain people on your server, you only want it to be you and your friend, only type you, so me, and fail. Only type your name and your friend's name in here and save it. That way, only you and your friend are able to come on the server. Now, to make it so you and your friend, this is called a whitelist, so only certain people come on. To activate the whitelist, you're going to want to go into the server.properties file. There's a lot of other settings you're going to want to look at in here anyway. So, If you want people to be able to use portals and go to the nether, make this true. If you really don't care about the nether and you want to make it so your server lags a little bit yet less, change this over to false. And don't delete the equal sign or anything. Just change the false to true or vice versa. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. If you want people to be able to fly, make this true. You're not going to worry about that. You're not going to worry about that. Or if you want a special seed for your server, put it in here. This we're going to be dealing with in a minute. This involves Hamachi. Max build height, you can change that. Spawn NPCs, true. Whitelist. So if you want to have a whitelist, so only the people you put into this file can join the server, change this to true. If you want anybody to be able to join, leave it false. Yeah. Spawn animals, online mode, PvP. That if you have this false, that means players can't hit each other. Like they can't smack each other. But if this is true, that means that I can hit, say, Nathan, and he'll take damage. This is like the difficulty. So 0 is peaceful. 1 is easy. 2 medium, 3 hard. So yeah. This makes it so the game mode you start on, 0 is survival, 1's creative. Now this is the players that are allowed to be on your server. So you know how you can connect to a Minecraft server and it'll say like a little message and then it'll show you so-and-so out of, say, 20 players. This is the denominator of that fraction. This is how many people can be on your server. The higher you put, the more it's going to lag, because the higher you put, the more people it's trying to prepare for. So if you're only going to be running 2, only going to be having 2 people on the server, do yourself a favor and change it to 2. Do yourself a favor and change it to 2. It's going to save you a world of lag. In my case, I'm just going to change it to like 3. Spawn monsters, generate structures, NPC villages, view distance, and this is the message of the day. This is that message next to the fraction that shows how many people are on your server. So let's just do EAZ craft test. Yeah, no, just easy craft. Alright, and then once you've made your edits, save this file, and close it. And now, this is the Hamachi. This is the Hamachi part. Okay, so you're gonna download you're gonna go back into your browser, search up log me in Hamachi. You'll find this website. Download log me in Hamachi, log me in Hamachi. Click on the unmanaged, and if you need the Windows version, go ahead there. Click this box and then click on download now. You'll download it. And then you'll have it, open it up and start it, and boom. It'll be off. And so, I'm just waiting for this to finish. It'll be off. Now, to turn it on, you're going to click on, it'll be off. Click on that sign to turn it in. Click on that sign to turn it on. Sorry, I haven't talked in like a whole 12 hours. I just woke up. So you need to make your own network. So what you're going to do, if you're joining somebody else's Hamachi server, you're going to need to go to network, join an existing network, and put in their information. Then you'll be able to join their server. But if you want to make your own server, click on create a new network, put in your network ID and a password. So let's say EasyCraft testing. Right, and then password, say EasyCraft testing. Okay, create. Boom. Now here it is. So if somebody else puts in that information, they'll be on this network, 1 out of 5 people. And if they're on this network, they can join onto your server. Now here's the tricky part. Open up your server.properties file again, and look at this number right here to the right of the power button. There'll be a number. For instance, mine is 5.109.80.118. Put that number into where it says server IP. So 5.109.80.118. And save it. So now that means whenever somebody types in, here I'll show you. Whenever this server's up, and somebody's on this network, whenever somebody goes into multiplayer, if their Minecraft would open, whenever somebody goes into multiplayer and types in 5.109.80.118 or whatever your server is, :25565, you need to add that, :25565, whenever they type that in, bam, they'll find your server. Just to prove it to you, I'll start the server and all of a sudden it won't pop. No, it will pop up because I'm on it. Derp. Okay, so let's just go back. Okay, start the server. And it'll start. It only takes a while that first time. After the first time, it'll take a second. Alright, so now I can go into multiplayer. I put in that IP. Bam, server's up. So now, yeah, here we are on the server. I'll show you a couple. I'll tell you about plugins actually. So what a plugin is, it's basically, it's kind of a mod for multiplayer, for a multiplayer server. So I'll show you two of them to get you started. These are two mods that I use. They're two plugins. There's a plugin called Simple Spawn, which basically makes it so that you can set the spawn of your server, and it makes it so that you and your people can set home. So I highly advise getting that if you want set home and to be able to use /spawn. So if you want to be able to do that, download the plugin called Simple Spawn. And also one that I highly recommend to newcomers. It's called Essentials. It's basically just a starting thing. So download the .zip, and inside the folder there will be .jars. So usually this comes in a .jar. I'm not sure why this didn't. You can probably just put the file into the. Actually, I'll test it. So take your .jars that are in here. Go back into your server, Craft Bukkit, and where it says plugins, open up plugins, drag and drop the .jars, and let's just see if this works with a folder. And then once those are in there, go ahead and run your server. Okay, fine. You can do it the normal way. I like just going through there and doing it simpler. But run your server. And it should maybe take a little bit extra time to set up some stuff. Let's go onto the server and make sure it works. But so Essentials, it basically just gives you a ton of commands, everything you could possibly want. And Simple Spawn makes it, like I said earlier. So Simple Spawn makes it so that you can make this the spawn of your world. Just type in set spawn, and looks like Essential, that didn't work. So, sorry, this is my fault. It doesn't work if it's in a folder. So you need to get rid of that and go download the zip of Simple Spawn. Wait. No. Wait. I think I saw it. This. I think this is what you want. Anyway, download Simple Spawn. It'll come with a .jar. I'm pretty sure this is the .jar. So now run the server again. Restart the server. While you have that .jar in there, sorry about this. I thought it would work. I guess it didn't. Start _server. Preparing spawn area. Simple spawn. There we go. All right, we're good. So come back into the server, and I'm just going to show you guys some of the cool commands that you can do with these two plugins. Okay, so if you have Simple Spawn on, you can set the spawn for your server. Actually, you need to be an op. So you can make somebody an op by going into your terminal window and typing op/their name, or and it'll say oping easy3 or whoever you op'd. Or you can go into that ops.txt file back in here and type in their name. This is kind of a simpler way though. Doing it here adds it to there. Doing it there adds it to here. Same difference. So let's see if I'm an op now. A new version of Craft Bukkit that the server is running. So now there's an updated version of Craft Bukkit. So to change your, to update your server, just delete your craftbukkit.jar and put in the new one. OP, well, we're not going to worry about that right now. So now I'm an OP. So I can do /.spawn. Now, bam. When people join the server, their spawn is going to be like right here. So now, the other thing Simple Spawn does is it lets you do /set home. and bam, now my home's set there. So say I'm about to fall in lava or something, I'm scared, do /home, bam, you get teleported back here and you get this awesome wispy thing. Yeah, so that's what Simple Spawn does. And then there's Essentials. I'm not even going to try to tell you everything that Essentials has, just type /Essentials. No help for Essentials. What? Apparently it's not here. I don't know why, but usually if you type /help essentials and then a page number like 1, 2, 3, or 4 or something, it gives you lists of commands. Let's see if one of them works. /fireball. Okay, essentials seems to have not worked. That's probably because essentials is being stupid. But if I'm just taking this straight from what I've already had, if you download Simple Spawn and Essentials fresh from the internet, then everything's going to be alright. So download Simple Spawn and Essentials and do exactly what I did. Then you can just type in /help, and then it'll say type in /help essentials, and it'll give you a whole list of commands you can do, like /fireball or /nuke, which drops like 40 pieces of TNT. You can do all this cool stuff. Give yourself a nickname. Then again, I can't do that because we don't have essentials working. But yeah, so that's how you make a Minecraft server and have somebody connect to it. Now, I'll show you how to port forward it in some later video so that you don't have to, so that you can do that. It's a lot harder in my opinion, but it works better. It's just more efficient, and you can have more people on your server. So yeah, this has been EasyCraft showing you a giant hole. I've also showed you that doesn't even work. Wow, nothing. Okay, so this has been EasyCraft. I've showed you guys how to make a Bukkit server with Hamachi. If you follow these instructions I've told you, it will work perfectly. Any other questions you might have, just put it in the comments or message me or do something, and then I'll try to answer them with the best of my ability. Thank you guys for watching. I hope I can help you make a server, and I'll see you next time. Bye.